In Unit 54, we will discuss school reform and transition in teacher professionalism and identity. We know there is a continuous effort by the government and the non-government organizations that there is change required in the school system and the different aspects of the educational activities. And it's also important to recognize that what has happened in education and in one outcome of the larger debate. It is larger debate. What kind of the school we need today, and what is the future of our generation, of our nation, and what kind of the future schools are needed. And also we have ideological debate on the costs and the management of the public service in general. What kind of the facilities are provided by the government, what kind of the taxes or the services are being provided by the common citizen, and in return what kind of the things we are getting. So this is really the debate of the day, as schools and the teachers are facing challenges in applicability of the innovative ideas. This is challenge. School has to face the innovative ideas. The teachers has to face the challenges of the new ideas. And the teachers in most countries across the world are all experiencing different interventions. Intervention by the owners of the school in case the school is managed by the private sectors, and by the societies, by the consortiums, by the networks, or by the governments. And the government interventions in the forms are like national curricula. Government revises national curricula. In Pakistan, we have recent initiatives of the government, and if I say it as an intervention, that has another meaning. But I can say this is the initiatives of the present government, that the one nation and one curriculum. So this is a challenge for the teachers, that this is another way that having direct impact on the school. And if it is the impact on the schools and the impact on the curricula and the impact of the teachers, impact on the teaching practices, impact of the learning practices. So this is called internationally as the interventions from the government, or the initiatives of the governments have intervention or the impact on the system, education system, on the national tests. And you all know that the NTS GRE has been or has become a popular segments for the teaching, or for the admission, for the teaching process or the learning process, or for the particularly for getting admission in the different organizations or the senior level of the educations. Also, this is also one of the interventions, different tests. Another example, the governments, provincial governments, sometimes they said that there's no board for the primary school level education board exam, or the elementary level board exam. So these type of the different central tests by the boards, local boards, these are the interventions. Criteria for measuring the quality of the schools. Different provincial governments have different criteria of measuring the schools. What kind of the facilities government is availing are they required, and which is the best school, what is the best teachers. So this is one of the initiatives, but it is considered as the interventions. The publications of these on the internet in order to raise the standards and promote more parental choice. When these results are the initiatives of the government are published on the internet, on the website, or the media, the parents got different choices. So this is an important challenge for the professionalism or the professional teachers. Although the school contexts continue to mediate to short-term effects of the intensification of the work is, with the passage of time, work is getting intensified. More depth work is expected. The persisting effect is to eliminate teachers' autonomy and challenge teachers. If this impact continues, it in one way controlling the autonomy of the teachers. For example, it is the one nation, one curriculum. I am talking about not as a negative aspect, it's a positive aspect of the government, particularly in the Pakistani context, that we need a specific terms of the attitudes and the behaviors and the cultures and the nation. There should be the one look from the one corner of the country to the other corner of the country. So this is an initiative, but it is one way controlling the autonomy of the teachers. It's challenges for the teachers as an individual, as a collective, as a professional, and the personal identities. Common reforms in schools, which are being practiced, are in the different contexts, different countries. Although reforms in schools are different in every country, and Pakistan has own reforms, and India has own reforms, and Bangladesh, Nepal, and Australia, etc. There, it depends what kind of the governments you have, what kind of the economy you have, what kind of the national development you are there living. So so continuous change in the system of all aspects of life is occurring. And in every country, there are changes are taking place in all aspects, all systems, or the level of the education. And in terms of the contents, in terms of the direction and the pace, and they have 5 common factors of the changes or the reforms are proposed because the governments believe that by intervening to change the conditions under which students learn. This change may result into the positive change for the improvement of the learning or the educational level of the students or the future generation. Secondly, they can address implicit worries of the government concerning perceived fragmentation of the personal and social values in the societies. Otherwise, the society is being going into the fragmentations and the segmentations. So through these initiatives, we can bring all the entire nation at the one page and the one thinking pattern. Challenges, the teachers' existing practices, resulting in the periods of at least temporary disruptions. And fourthly, the result in an increased workload of the teachers. It may result in the workload. Do not always pay attention to the teachers' identities, arguably central to motivation, efficacy, commitment of the teachers, job satisfaction of the teachers, and effectiveness of the teachers. And let us discuss about the discourse of the professionalism. The professionalism has been the subject of many studies over the last century. 20th century, there has been different waves of the development of the teacher professionalism and different initiatives from the different corners of the world. Development of the professionalism is passing through 4 historical ages in many countries. Number 1, pre-professional. This means managerially demanding but technically simple in terms of the pedagogy. This is demand of the management, but not in terms of the technical aspect that we called in professionalism. Technical aspect is the pedagogy. Autonomous professional, marked by the professional aspect of the period of the professional age. It is marked by a challenge to the uniform new pedagogy and the teacher individualism and wide area of discretionary decision taking. And the third one is collegial professionalism. This means the building of a strong collaborative cultures along with role expansions, diffusion, and the intensification. And the fourth one is post-professionalism, where teachers struggle to counter centralized curricula, testing regimes, external surveillance, and the economic imperatives of marketizations. And there are different forms of the professional identity. For example, such identifies 2 contrasting forms of the professional identity. One is entrepreneurial and the other is activist. And the basis of these aspects, we can say that there is a need of improving quality of education provided to students. That's why the governments are considering that continuous change in the system, education processes, school systems, curriculum, tests, etc. In the face of the increasing pressures and the demanding from a variety of the stakeholders. What kind of the competencies we require? There is a requirement for in the market, and the teachers must be assisted in sustaining their enthusiasm for and identification with their work.